Okay, this here is my 1978 Datsun 280Z. I've done a lot of work to it over the years. I've owned it since 1997. It's currently painted in 2003 color Nissan 350Z Daytona Blue. And it really looks nice. The front's a little dark right now because we're starting to get in the shade here a little bit. But you can see it's got headlight covers on them. I've got the 240Z style fiberglass front bumpers, and I've got a lower air dam on here. It kind of changed the look of the front of the car. It looks a lot more sporty, a lot more modern and contemporary with the monochromatic paint scheme on the car. So here's a direct-on look from the front. Here's kind of a top-down look at the hood. You can see it's got that power bump on there, that cowl induction style hood, kind of like the old Chevy Chevelles had from the 70s era. And let me just come down over here kind of towards the side of the car and give you a little more of a bird's eye view. There's the front corner, and you can kind of get a look at how that valance and the bumper and everything works together. Coming down the front fender here, looking at the wheel, and as you can see right now, you can see the Wilwood caliper on the front. There's a big brake kit on this car. It's got the 17-inch centerline wheels, the 5 stars, with the Yokohama AVS ES100 225 45 ZR17 tires, all 4 corners. The car's got suspension technique springs and sway bars on it. All of the bushings have been replaced to polyurethane. The car really has a nice sit to it, nice approach. Here's a look down the side of the car. I've got 300 ZX mirrors on there. They kind of go to the corner of the window frame in the car. They really look nice. When I put the car back together after paint, I had the windshield changed, so it's a brand new windshield that's in the car. I didn't want to put it together with 30-year-old glass in the car. The side windows and the back window are all original, but the windshield has been replaced. Here's a look down the side of the car. You can see the sun is hitting that corner a little bit, so you're getting a look at the sparkle of the flake in there. And here's a look down the edge. You can get back a little bit further, give you a better view of it. Car really just sits nice. It's a well put together package. Let me get up a little closer so you can see the tire tread. Hopefully that's coming in. These tires got about 5,000 miles on them. No John Force burnouts. No drag racing, no autocrossing, no street racing. This has just been built and used as a cruising car. Let's see if you can see. I've got a disc brake conversion in the back. You can kind of see the disc a little bit through the top corner. Using 240SX calipers. The car was built basically so that if anything ever happened, all the parts are readily available. There's really no real customized, special-made parts that if you had a problem you couldn't replace. I've got a fiberglass spoiler on the back. I kind of left that black to go with the mirrors. Gives a nice look. Here's a look at the back of the car, coming down low. There's the corner on that side, corner on that side. There's a look a little bit down low. Hopefully that looks as good as it does in real life. Here's a look down the side of the car. Okay. Again, the wheels, side pipes, coming down the side of the car to the front. And again there. There's a couple things, small things I want to point out. When I put these covers on one time, I did crack this cover when I over tightened it. So there's a little crack right here. On the back, when the car was freshly painted, you can kind of see it here. Basically, I put a scratch in it and tried to fix it, and it looks like, people ask me if that's some kind of protective tape, but that's where I tried to fix it. Didn't come out perfect, but it's all right. Let me open the door. Okay, you can see the door cards are really in good shape. Everything is as it should be. Here's a look at the dash. Now, when I got the car, the guy that owned it before me had one of these dash caps put on there. It's all right. There's an inside look at the glove box. Look at the console, shifter. These seats are out of a Mitsubishi Eclipse. They just fit the car perfect. They're kind of a velour type cloth, and they're very, very comfortable. Now on the inside, I just want to point this out. There is a crack in the console. A lot of these crack right here. I guess it's just a manufacturer defect. I guess you could take it off, put something underneath it, and try to strengthen it up. But anyways, I've just kind of left it. And you can see I've got the custom 280Z floor mats. I did replace the carpet in the front and the back. I'm not overly impressed with the kit that I had for the carpeting, but it, you know, it's all right. It's all one color. We open up the trunk here, the hatch. Again, I want you to see that it's painted, you know, all with the same color. Top and the bottom, no rust. You can see the, let the camera adjust, there's the carpet. It's got a strut brace across the two towers. Again, the Takio Illumina 5-way adjustable shocks. You can look up at the front, just get a look at what the gauge package and everything looks like. Let me zoom in there a little bit. See if that will settle in on it. Okay, you can see the speedometer tach, see the gauges. The car is currently not running. But anyways, here's a look if you were looking through the back. Let me close this. Come around to this side. Again, you can see the door card, excellent shape. Again, the paint all the way around. And here's a look basically at the driver's compartment. Now I do want to point out there is a little bit of wear right here. It's not through, but you can definitely see that the velour is a little worn from going in and out, but you know, it's got some years on it. All right, now we're inside the car. What I'm gonna do is fire it up. Let me try to zoom back out though. Here we go. Okay. Now hopefully I can catch this. Okay, let me close the door. Alright, here we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, it's up on the electric choke right now. It always does that when it sits down. Once the choke warms up, it kicks off. You can see the idling is on the choke, it's on fast run. Let me turn this CD down. Okay, that will kick down in a second. Alright, here's the lights. That light that's on shows you the parking brake is on. That is your left signal. That's your right signal. And turn on the lights. And that blue one is your high beam. So that's the people ask me what the lights are in the center. You can see the oil pressure is fine. The charging is right where it should be. Got about a half a tank of gas in it, and it's coming up to temperature. Just keep that down. It should come down here shortly. There's the CD. It's only on 10. Not very loud, but it goes a lot louder. I've got a 75 watt amp in there, just a little one. Okay, there you go. Now the choke is down. Hopefully you can see that. It's idling right at about 800 RPMs. That's where this car should be. And, you know, windows are up. I should have shut down the sound here. Okay, that's inside the car. You hear it revving up a little bit. Not real loud inside. Here's with the window down. Let me do the same thing again. Yeah, it's got a nice sound. It's like a Cobra kit car with the side pipes. There's a shot of the muffler. I'm about 2.5, 3 feet away. You can hear it running. No smoke coming out the pipes. Like I said, the engine has got about, I don't know, about 5,000 miles on it total. Maybe not quite. It shows a little bit more on the odometer, but that's because when I was trying to figure out how to set the electronic speedometer. I didn't have it set right a couple times, so you'd be going down the road at 20 miles an hour and it would read like you were doing 100. But once I got that sorted out, everything was fine. And the fan just kicked on. Keeps this engine nice and cool. Let me open the hood. Okay, here's a look at the motor. And you can see the pulleys turning. This engine does not shake at all. My hand might be shaking a little bit, but when I built this car, I wanted to make sure that when I was done, people would look at it, or I would look at it and say, you know, this is the way the factory should have done it. Everything is nice and tight, in the right place, nothing hanging loose, nothing, you know, wrapping or anything like that. Here's a close-up of the engine, nothing ticking, nothing banging. I've used Mobil 1 530 since I put it together. There's a Quadrajet Stage 2 carburetor on there, 750 CFMs. Cruising down the road, taking it easy, got up on the highway, give you about 24 miles to the gallon, but you know, you start getting to those big secondaries, gas mileage goes pretty quick. There's a look at the MSD distributor and wires. I've got the MSD coil that goes with it. I've got the AL6 box with a 5,700 RPM kill in it right now. That's where the rev limiter kicks in so that you don't overwind the engine. You can see that that's a Ford Taurus 2-speed fan. This thing pulls a ton of air through there. Keeps this engine nice and cool. It just shut down. The thermostat basically is set at 180, and the sensor for the fan is right here. Here's the gauge sensor, and down here is the water temperature sensor. These are all stainless steel hoses. These are pretty expensive, but I just thought they looked really nice on the car. I got them on the upper and the lower hose. I've got the aluminum polished pulleys for the water pump, for the balancer, and for the distributor. Kind of a chrome cover for the radiator. Come around to this side. This is the fuel pressure adjustment right here. It's got a fuel pressure gauge in it. It's got an Optima red top battery, high torque mini starter. And if you look down here, you can see I've got block cover headers on here that hook up to the side pipes. And you can see that there's a lot of braided hoses on here. Again, that engine is just sitting here not shaking. This thing just runs incredibly good. People have asked me if, you know, how heavy the steering is when you're driving this car. Here's a look at the box on the other side. And you can see there's a lot of room in the front here with the way that Jags That Run put this kit together. The engine basically, I don't know if you can see it down there, but it sits behind the cross member. With the stock 6-cylinder engine, it used to come up to about here, about up to where the radiator is. But with this, it sits back and it sits lower. So the center of gravity is a lot better. The steering is not any heavier than it was stock. The only difference you notice, the wider tires. They had skinny tires on these cars when they came from the factory. But it's a 350 GM HO crate engine, Edelbrock intake performer, Jet Stage 2 carburetor, like I said, aluminum water pump, aluminum polished pulleys hooked up to a BorgWarner T56 6-speed transmission, B&M short throw shifter. There's a 390 rear gear in this car. Basically everything is just bulletproof in it. It's got a center force flywheel. It's got a Ram performance clutch in there. This car is really put together very, very nicely. Close the hood. Again, you can kind of hear the fan running. The fan kicks on and off as needed. Just walking down the side of the car again. Here at idling. Come around the back. Back up to this side. And across the front. So that's the car. Hopefully you like it. And again, 1978 Datsun 280Z. Jags That Run kit, V8 engine.